Hi, good afternoon to everybody. And once again, this is your teacher, Teacher G, for this webinar. Okay, as you may have noticed, this is again vlog number one. This is just basically a repetition of what I have had during my first vlog. And I will just repeating some of the steps that I have mentioned during the first one. But this time, I'm going to speak in English. Well, because some of you messaged me and probably not probably suggested really that I should speak in English so that I could reach many teachers who may want to pursue, their American dream of becoming a teacher here in the US with, of course, on a low budget or at least on a budget. So anyway, I'll try my best to speak well in English and I'll be, discussing some of the things that or be sharing some of the things that I have learned and I have encountered during my application stage yan, as a teacher. So let's begin. Okay, so I know that my first video was kind of long, so don't worry, this is going to be short, but I'll try my best to cover some of the questions you have asked me in the chat box and some of the questions you have sent me through my Facebook account. So let's begin. So this is the flow of the presentation. I told you it's just going to be like a webinar. So there are many ways to apply as a teacher in the US. Well, first and foremost, the first thing that comes into everyone's mind is to find a local agency, right? Well, here's the news. If you are going to find a local agency, the good side is you're not going through a lot of hassle. All you need to do is to forward the documents that they're going to ask of you, and of course, you're just going to perhaps wait for their call if you have an interview that you need to pass and so forth. The downside of this is that you also need to pay for the services of your local agency. Well, that's a sad thing for me because I don't have enough money to pay someone else's service. Nah, kidding aside, that's the first option, right? And then we also have the second option. The second option will tell you that you could go ahead, browse the internet, go to Google, go online, and find the prospect teacher that could directly hire you as a teacher. Yes, you heard it right. The second option, you have the second option to directly apply to various schools all over the globe, even in the United States. There are schools that could sponsor you and hire you. Okay, and the good news about this one, if you're going to be hired directly or you're going to do it yourself, do a DIY, the good thing here is that you get to pick the state, you get to pick the place, you get to pick the country that you would like to apply in. And probably this is because you have a friend or you have a family living on that place. Well, that's a good one for you. But then again, one of the disadvantage that I'm seeing here is that there are some schools that even though they could hire you as a teacher, the question is, how are they going to sponsor you? Well, I'm not saying I'm an expert here or whatsoever. I'm just sharing my experiences and what I've learned from my application. Well, some schools can hire you. How are they going to sponsor you, or how are they going to give you a visa? So you may be hired, but you also need to look for an agency who could sponsor your visa. Well, that is just based again on on my experience and based on the experience that I have heard from my Filipino teachers. All right. Every experience varies. So I'm not saying I'm an expert here. I'm just sharing my opinion. Well, my third option, this is what I did. And of course, this is what my friends did here in the US. Most of us, what we did is we found cultural exchange programs agency that could sponsor us and that could help us reach our American dreams. And these cultural exchange programs are the following. These are the cultural exchange programs that I knew. There are a lot of them out there programs that I knew. Number one is EPI. That's where I'm at right now, and you have also the TPG Cultural Exchange and FACES teachers. So how are you going to apply for these programs? All you need to do is go to Google and then just type EPI teachers or FACES teachers or TBG teachers. They cater from the various states here in America, particularly here in America. For example, EPI, I think they cater in South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida, maybe. Yeah, I'm not sure. Just type it in. I told you I'm not expert, just sharing what I knew. And then we also have PACES that is based in South Carolina. We also have TPG. I don't know what are these states that has TPG in it, but I heard one of my friend is in TPG, and I haven't had any chance to ask what state is he on. But anyway, these are the cultural exchange programs that I knew of, and that will surely help you reach your American dream as long as they saw you fit for the job, of course. So, what are we going to do after knowing all these things? Well, I'm just going to give you some tips on how are you going to go about your application. And take note, please take note. I'm repeating myself. I know it's redundant. I am not an expert here. I'm just going to share my knowledge based on my experiences as a teacher applicant before I came here in the United States. So let's go on to the first part of our discussion, and these are some tips on answering your application. Okay, so during my application time, well, I have had encountered some of the personal questions in line with my building my personal profile. In your personal profile, it's just very simple and easy. You're just going to be asked about your demographics, your name, what else, your address, your number. They will also be asking you for your IDs in Skype, maybe in Google Meet, your email. So you just want to provide them, well, so that they could contact you maybe for an interview, who knows, right? So just make sure that all the things that you're going to provide will match the documents that you are going to submit. And also make sure that you have working email, and I don't know if they're still using Skype, but if you could provide still a Skype ID, that will be better. And just regularly check it for their communication letter. And then also you're going to be asked about your experiences with visa application, whether it's in the US or in the other country, like in Taiwan, Thailand, wherever it is, you're going to be asked about your experiences and visa. What they would like to see here is that if you have like denied in the visa process or sort of those stuff, well, hopefully everyone has a good experience with applying or with their visa application towards any other country. And then third, you're going to be asked if you have US relatives here. Well, just be honest. If you know somebody here living here in the US, just indicate it there and be honest in answering, or writing or typing your responses. And then you will also be asked to submit, of course, your profile picture. Your profile picture, just make sure that it is updated, it's up to date, of course, and it shows your professional characteristic, right? And then for your after your personal profile, they're just going to ask about your demographics, all about yourself. Just read it well. Tips, yeah, those are my tips. Read it well. What else? Aside from reading it well, type your responses according to your documents. Okay, make sure that they are going to match. And what else? For your professional profile, you're going to be asked about your language proficiency. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, they're not going to ask you to take certification tests in language, for example, TOEFL. You're not going to be asked to submit those certification, or neither you, or nor you're going to be asked to take one. I think they could measure your language proficiency based on your conversation with them. So they usually do a phone interview or a Skype interview. Maybe now they're going to make a Google Meet or a Zoom interview with you. So make sure that you're going to demonstrate a good language proficiency. Okay, next, and you're going to be asked as well to mark and give them your information about your educational degree. Aside from this one, you're going to be asked to upload your diploma and your transcript of records. Tips on this one: make sure that the dates that you are going to write, for example, when did you graduate, when did you attain this degree, when did you finish this school, just make sure that all the dates, even the year, the month, the date, are going to match what is specified on your diploma and your transcript of record. They are very particular about this. And then next on your professional profile, you're going to be asked certain questions like, what are your intentions? Why are you teaching here in the United States? Bear in mind, class, no, I was kidding. Bear in mind, my co-Filipino teachers, that we are here for cultural exchange program. So we are teachers here in the exchange program. Our visa is a J1 visa, not an H1B visa. Okay, what's the difference between a J1 visa and an H1B visa? They are both working visas, I believe, but the H1 visa could let you acquire a green card, apply for a green card. But in the J1 visa, we are subjected to our 2-year return home rule. What is a 2-year return home rule? Well, it says that after you have accomplished, or after you have completed your cultural exchange program here in the US, we need to go back to our home country for 2 years and teach whatever we have learned here in the process. Okay, and also in line with cultural exchange program, whenever you answer about your intention to teach in the US, we are supposed, just a tip, not to answer we are here because we want to increase our quality of life back in our home country. Yes, that is one of our goals, probably. Okay, but remember that again, you are in a cultural exchange program. So just a tip: in answering your intentions or in writing your intentions, make sure to include that we are here, of course, to learn more about the culture of the people that we're going to immerse with. We want to learn it and we want to teach it in our home country. Remember, globalization globalization has moved people from different places already, and we are teachers role is to teach our children, be open with this cultural differences, right? So bear in mind again that in writing your intention, we are supposed to encapsulate or to capture those concepts that we are supposed to do or intend to do as a teacher. Okay. And then next, you're also going to be asked to provide your employment history. So be ready with your certificate of employment in accomplishing your application. Make sure that all the details that you will specify matches everything, literally everything in your COE. When I mean everything, for example, if you're going to state the subjects that you have taught, make sure that it's going to match what is written in your COE, the date you started your service on a particular school, the address of the school, your ending contract or your ending date for your contract in that school. So you need to specify them all and make sure that they are going to match each other. What else? In your employment history, I have mentioned a while back that you need to, if you're going to indicate, or you need to indicate your the subjects you have taught. Why did I mention that? Because based again on my experience here, okay, because I'm a B.Ed graduate, but my specialization is SPED. I did not practice SPED, by the way. So they have asked me what are these subjects that I have taught in the Philippines. So I told them that these are the subjects that I have taught already, and they were asking me if I have taught it for 2 years, and then I said no, no, I haven't teach this subjects for 2 years. I've been teaching for a year and a half. And then they told me that you have to complete for elementary, okay? Those teachers who are aspiring to be an elementary teacher here in the US, you'll be asked at least to have 2 years of experiences in teaching the core subjects, which are math, English, science, and sometimes social studies. So again, this may change. These are just my prior experiences, so I'm just sharing it. So when I applied for a teaching position, they have asked me what are the subjects that I taught, and I mentioned all of those things, and then I qualified because I have finished my 2 years experience in teaching the core subjects. Okay, and also for your employment history, if you could ask your HR to include those subjects specifically for B.Ed, or those who are planning to be an elementary teacher, please ask them to include them, so that you know, di na balik-balik, or you don't have to go back and ask again for another COE, or certificate of employment. And then, oh, this is just a repetition. And then we have the documentation, aside from your COE, your diploma, your transcript of records. These are the documentation, or the documents requirements that you need to submit. Of course, you have to have a working passport, right? You know that you're going abroad, so be sure that you have your passport with you. Be ready with your new and old passports. I think last year, in my application, I was asked to submit all the blank pages of my passport, and all those pages with stamps on it. So just be ready with your both with your new and old passports. And then also we have your diploma, of course. One of the commenters in my first vlog, they asked me, is master's required or is doctorate required? Not really, okay? The basic requirement here is a bachelor's degree, and you should be teaching in your home country for 2 years, okay? Continuously for 2 years. Those are the basic requirements. For those who are specializing in math, English, or science, those PS Ed, the graduate of secondary education, we're not. I think you're not going to have any problem. You're not going to be required to teach all the core subjects because it's only in elementary, particularly in the first grade until the fifth grade, where we are teaching all subjects. The rest, you're just going to teach whatever your specialization is. For SPED as well, I am not sure if they're requiring all subjects for SPED, but I think as long as you have your specialization in SPED, you're good. And then, aside from your diploma, you're going to be asked for your criminal record check. Just ask for an NBI, or just go to NBI. Okay, I think NBI clearance in the Philippines is just 150 pesos or $3. And then for our passport, that is roughly 9,000, not 9,000, it's only 900, or 1,000 pesos. So that's estimate we estimated in our currency here in US, it's around $20. So isn't it? We are applying in the US on a budget. So these are the basic requirements or documents. And then aside from that, you'll be asked for you to have your credential evaluation. But I do not think that they're going to ask you right away to have your credentials be evaluated. What is credential evaluation? They're going to ask your transcript of records be reviewed by another third party reviewer. They're going to be sent to West, or what's the other ones? Partran, I believe. Okay, those are the third party reviewer for your credential evaluation. But if you're just starting your application, do not worry yet about this, because I think they're going to give you a go signal in evaluating your transcript of records. Also, in line with this, there are questions. They asked me last time if they're supposed to upload a certified translation of their diploma or transcript of record. Again, if it's not in English, then probably you're going to be required to submit one. But if they are already written in the English language, in my part, the diploma and the transcript of record are already written in English. So I think there's no need. Yeah, they did not require me to submit translation for that. Okay. But it's different from credential evaluation. Don't be confused. It's different. Okay. All right. And by the way, if you're some of you also asked me how much is a credential evaluation, how much did I pay for it? It's around like 10,000 pesos. Yeah. Or 9,000 to 10,000. It depends on how are you going to submit it, or if you're going to request for an expedited process. So it depends to you. But for the credential evaluation, if I'm not mistaken, in our currency in the Philippines, I spent around 9,000 pesos, which is roughly around I don't know how much is 9,000 pesos in the US. Let me check. Yeah, around $180 to $200. Okay, it depends upon your the process that you're going to request from the third party reviewer. But do not worry, that's too much. 9,000 pesos. I'm going to pay for that. Do not worry. As soon as you get qualified, and for example, you're already qualified and you're going here in the US, and then let's say you're already here in the US, they're going to refund or reimburse this to you. Diba? So sure, right? So aside from that, what else? The other documents that you're going to have, or other certification that you may want to upload. For example, you have your LAT ratings or your BLAP ratings, your licensure exam ratings. That's what I'm talking about. You can upload it, or certification from the seminars, international seminars that you have had. You can upload it in the other documentation part of your application. And then on my case, my sponsor asked me to do a video of myself. So what I did is made a video of myself for like 60 seconds. That is 1 minute. I think the maximum is 90 seconds. So that is like a 1 minute and 30 seconds. So they're going to ask you to make a video of yourself. Tip in making a video of yourself: just introduce yourself and tell your teaching experiences and your strength as a teacher. Okay, gonna talk about other things because it's just going to be short. And then once I did that, I uploaded that video, so I saw that on my profile. But after some time, they have asked me to redo the video, because they will give you a set of questions, and you're going to pick two questions and answer it. And I think they're going to give you like a week to prepare for that video. So just memorize it, and then after that, they are the ones who are going to take a video of you. You don't need to take a video of yourself. So don't be camera shy, and just be who you are. Be confident, okay? Be confident and beautiful with a heart. That's Miss Universe. Anyway, that's what I just wanted to share. Lastly, I'm going to share your home ties for your application. So, what are home ties? Remember that we are on a J1 visa, or we are under cultural exchange program. So we are not allowed to have any green card, and home ties will provide support for that, or will help you support your claim that you are going, and you are going to follow the 2-year return home rule. So what are your home ties? Well, we have our strong home ties, the properties and ownership. What are properties and ownership? For instance, you have your car and land property in the Philippines or in your home country. Then you can just upload your ORCR for the car. If you don't have the ORCR, then you can upload the deed of sale and your loan contract if ever that your car isn't paid yet, or your land, or your house and lot house and land house and lot wasn't paid yet, so probably could upload your loan contract. What else? You could also have your business permit or business ownership certificate, just to certify that you own something in the Philippines or in your home country. Aside from the properties and ownership, you'll be asked to submit your bank statement. So, what are your bank statement? You can have your loan and credit card statement. So, if you have credit cards in the Philippines, don't cancel it. Just take the monthly credit card billing statement that you have, and then just upload it. And I think that's going to help. Oh, by the way, additional info: if you have like investments in the Philippines, like you have what do you call that investment? It's on the tip of my tongue and I forgot it. Like AXA, Sun Life, Pru Life, those things that will what do you call those things? Insurances, whatever. If you have those insurances, you could upload the file, especially if you have the maturity date something in there, you can upload it and use it as your home tie. And then for your bank statement or your certificate, the one in your passbook, just go to BDO, BPI, wherever your bank is, and then ask to give you a bank certificate. I think you're just going to pay 100 pesos. In my case, I paid 100 pesos for this, which is around $2. Yeah, $2. And then if you're going to submit that, make sure that you have at least $2,000 or around 100,000 pesos. Okay, so that's it for the home ties. Now there are also, these are your strong home ties. Now there are other documents that you may want to upload as well. For example, if you have a family staying in your home country, for example, your immediate family, your spouse, your children, they're going to be a home tie as well. Their documents or narrative about them staying in your country will be a home tie as well. Also, if you have other ownership belongings and or property, you can upload them there. Okay, aside from your insurances. So those are your home ties. And I think that is all that I want to discuss. That is basically the summary on how to apply in the US on a budget. So why did I say on a budget? So probably as you have listened in my narration, well, just like what I have mentioned, you're just going to shoulder minor or minimal expenses, okay? And these are the following. One is your passport, which is just around 900 pesos to 1,000 pesos, which is I think around 40, no, not 40, $20 only. And then you also have your bank statement, which is just 100 pesos or $2. Your COE, probably 100 pesos and $2. Driver's license, it is not really a must, but it's a plus factor for you. Driver's license right now in the Philippines is costly. So I don't think that will be a practical one if you don't have one. It's just my 2 cents or just my thoughts. And then aside from the driver's license, you have your TOR or diploma, which is I think 200 to 400 pesos. or at least $8, I think. And then NBI clearance, it's only 150, which is $3. And then your credential evaluation, of course, which is the most costly, around $180 or $200, which is 9,000 to 10,000. It depends on what third party reviewer you're going to subscribe at. But do not worry, because this is going to be reimbursed with you or to you. The credential evaluation fee that you have paid, as long as you have been qualified to teach in the US, they will reimburse that to you. So in the entirety, as you have seen, it's not that costly to apply here in the US. I'm not saying that I didn't pay anything at all, but again, these are the only expenses that I have had. Okay, so I didn't pay anything to my sponsor. That's why I'm very grateful to them, and I just want to share my positive experience of applying here in the US and pursuing my dream. And I just want to help. And that's it, I think. All right. So thank you once again for listening. And if you want to have a breakdown of all the requirements to see for yourself if you are qualified to teach in the US, I made a blog number 2, and I'm going to post the link of the blog number 2 on the description of my video. So please, if you like my video and if you have learned something, do not forget to subscribe and like my page. Thank you so much, and please have a good day. Bye, everybody.